So just last evening on 6 p.m. Prime, we told you about the nationwide crackdown on PFI offices by the National Investigative Agency, including in Kerala. Now, soon after, PFI workers promised that they would launch this massive agitation, and that's exactly what they did, triggering violent protests against the government's action. Let's round up for you all that played out through the day. On 22nd September, CNN tweeted this image. Its chief international anchor, Christiane Amanpour, sitting in front of an empty chair. She refused to interview the Iran president because he expected her to wear a headscarf. This became the latest part. Apologies for that. We'll just play out the report for you on the massive protests and the violence that broke out by the Popular Front of India. But let me also at this point take you through some of the questions that we're asking on this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. Questions that need to be answered by the authorities on why PFI goons for so long now have been given a free run. These are the big questions we're asking. It's primarily about the kind of action that's been taken against the Popular Front of India so far. First, if the ban on PFI is clearly the need of the hour. We've seen what played out on the streets of Kerala today and in many other parts of the country. It's clear that the Popular Front of India is a very dangerous organization, and their agenda now is out for all to see. So at this point, with clearly their trend and what they back, that is violence being exposed, is the time and has the time come for us to seriously discuss punitive action against PFI. Is the PFI also emboldened by the lack of action by authorities? Yes, we've seen a crackdown. Yes, we've seen raids happening just yesterday. But is that enough? There needs to be a stronger message sent out to these elements. Now, we've seen several opposition leaders comparing the PFI to the RSS, saying that the Popular Front of India should face the same action that has been taken against RSS. Is that a fair, is that a right comparison? It's also important here to talk about the SIMI-PFI link. SIMI is a banned organization. Is it time to recognize the clear link between SIMI and the PFI? Now, there's a reason that we've drawn that link between SIMI and PFI. I'm sure you're all wondering, what is the direct connect? Is there one? Well, we've dug out details of some of the senior-most members of the Popular Front of India. And what we've found is that most of them were also a part of SIMI. Here's how. One such name is E.M. Abdul Rahman. In PFI, he's the vice chairman. Before PFI was formed, he was in SIMI, and he was the general secretary there for 11 years, right up to about 1992-93. Then, let's tell you about the other person, E. Abu Bakr, who is currently in the PFI. He's the STPI president. STPI is the political leg of the PFI. In SIMI, he was the head of the Kerala unit for 2 years. Again, a very senior member of SIMI. Then you have P. Koya, referred very popularly to as Professor Koya. In the PFI, he's a member of the National Executive. Similar story here as well, because in SIMI, very senior member, he was a founding member of SIMI. The problem is that with SIMI being banned, being declared as a terror outfit, many of these leaders came together and said, hey, it's easy enough for us then to go ahead and create our own organization. And that's why we say here on India Today that there's a need to recognize the direct link between SIMI and PFI.